Battlecats version 14.4 has now released on the Japanese version of the game and is likely to release globally soon, so let's talk about it. Also, do note that some info may be incorrect or slightly off due to translations and possible differences between the Japan and English version of the game. To start, I will cover the new Uber. Obviously, its name is unknown for us, but thankfully Google Translate has my back. The translated name for the first form is the Howitzer Launchers, and the second form is the Interceptor Gunhauser. These names are most likely going to be different, although I do like them. But for some actual info, this is a new Uber rare for the Iron Legion banner, and is going to be the banner's unique Conjure Uber. For stats, I will be covering level 30 in second form or true form for any other future units. He will have 102,000 HP, 24,650 damage, resulting in 3,392.2 DPS and 465 standing range. He has 4 knockbacks, 5 speed, about a 3-minute cooldown, the force swing of 2.3 seconds, and a back swing of 1.9 seconds. For nerds, that's 65 frames and 57 frames. For abilities, he targets Aku and zombies, along with a 50% chance to freeze them for 5 seconds, Zombie Kill, Guaranteed Explosion, and finally, Toxic and Surge Immunity. For the Conjure, the non-basic abilities are Z-Kill and Soul Strike, along with 45,900 damage. Honestly, I think it's too early to judge, with it only being in the Japanese version and no true form. It could just be me, but it feels good. On to the next topic. For our first more minor addition in the update, we have Pi to Piper Cat's true form. The true form drops from the second stage in Temptation Symphony Refight. In its true form, it gets more attack, more speed, 50% chance for level 2 mini wave, and an increase from 40 to 60% chance to pierce Aku shields. I'm not gonna go into that much depth though, so watch like a Lord Market Quad video or something, he's probably already made one. Next, we have another true form being Sets. She gains an increase in health, damage, range, and abilities, with her abilities having her wave go from level 2 to 3, and her getting immunities to Toxic and Freeze. Also, I don't know the evolution requirements right now, it's either I'm just stupid, or the wiki just doesn't have it, but we can guess that it'll take an epic seed. But honestly, it seems like a decent improvement. She'll get a lot more use for Colossus and Toxic users, probably. Now, the new Ultra form for this update isn't actually who I expected it to be, being Thia. I'm not gonna go too in depth though, just like before. That was only for the main here. Okay, but for improvements, she gets higher damage, about 49% more, which is quite a lot. More health, a higher attack frequency, slightly higher range, slightly faster speed, slightly slower recharge, and for abilities, she gets a 100% chance to survive a lethal strike, a new multi-hit attack split into 2 parts, and a long-range attack that only affects the second part of that new multi-hit. She also gets slow and weakened immunities, but all in all, she actually seems pretty good now. Now, our talents and ultra talents. Satoru gets regular talents, with guaranteed lethal strike survive, curse immunity, knockback immunity, and the other 2 basic ones in health and damage. Paladin Cat gets ultra talents, getting an increase in critical chance, +1 per level, a 30% dodge chance, and double money. These actually seem pretty good for both of them. Well, now it's finally time to discuss something I've been waiting for. The new Zero Legends boss. I mean, at this point, I'm basically the Sage guy. This will also probably be the most in-depth part, so prepare yourself. Our new boss appears on the 20th subchapter, and the translated name for it is the Great Whirlpool of Truth that entices all things, and the stage name translates to the one with immeasurable power. The boss's name is translated to Sage of Logic Newton. You can pretty easily tell that this boss is based off Isaac Newton, from obviously the name and the apple. Now for some actual information straight up about him. He's a red and sage enemy with 2 million health, 190,000 damage, 19,191.92 DPS, 700 standing range, a 9.9 second attack frequency, 4 speed, 8 knockbacks, and a 1.93 second force swing with a 1.43 second backswing. Where a lot of his danger comes from though is his abilities. He has an Omni Strike from -300 to 1500, a guaranteed chance to slow for 4 seconds, a guaranteed mini wave at level 9, and a 50% strengthen at half health. The strengthen takes damage per hit to 285,000, if I did it correctly. Also, I'm not going to calculate the DPS because I'll probably be wrong. Now that we've finished covering his stats, let's talk about his performance in-game. His high range makes him a super backliner, and his Omni Strike and Wave make him even more threatening. And that really is, until you realize his giant weak point being his time between attacks at about 10 seconds. That easily lets you sneak a Bahamut in there, and like a lot more. The peons also aren't even too bad, being Angelic Gories, Mr. Angels, and Mini Bun Bones, along with Squire Rails that make it a bit harder, I guess. It's pretty easy to kill the peons and solve them with Rock, making this a lot easier compared to Socrates, but honestly, I'm kinda glad that it isn't as hard as Socrates, but that there's at least some sort of challenge. But all in all, a very good designed enemy and stage, in my opinion. Also, I'm going to quickly skim the surface of the unit version of him, being this. It has 47,600 health, 37,400 damage, 3,777.77 DPS, 600 standing range, 9.9 second attack frequency, 4 knockback, 4 speed, about a 150 second cooldown, and the same force swing and backswing. For his Omni Strike, he gets negative 300 to 900, guaranteed red and slowing for 4 seconds, guaranteed level 5 mini wave, Sage Slayer, and a Conjure with 45,900 damage and a knockback. He seems pretty good against stages, and even has a decent generalist times, I'd say. I might be wrong though. Now, talk about the collab. I'm not completely sure if this is fully guaranteed in the end, but I hope it is. I could just be stupid. But surprisingly enough, this collab is a collab with Sonic, not the restaurant, the Hedgehog. I'm really only going to scratch the surface and not really go that into depth. To start, let's go gambling. The banner has Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Shadow's Uber Rares, and a random Shadow Rare. There are also cat variants of Sonic and Tails, kind of like Shadow, just obtained in different ways. Poor Knuckles, he didn't get one. And for his exclusive stages, there's 4 sub-chapters. One is a gauntlet, one is more of like a one-off, and then 2 is just kind of like a set of stages. That's really all, but it does kind of look like a pretty interesting collab, even though it is kind of basic. Sonic characters also look really good in the game too, but all in all, I'm pretty excited for the collab. Well, that's all the main stage additions in 14.4. There are a couple smaller things, being a combo with Rocket Cat and Takachi, resulting in a speed-up medium combo, Otherworld Coliseum coming back, and some user rank rewards that actually gift a legend ticket. They also made the third explosion on explosions visually smaller, but that really matters. But all in all, this actually seems like a decent update. So that's actually everything in 14.4, pretty much. Now tell me, do you like this update? Did you perchance want a different Ultra form? Are you gonna waste all your cat food to get Shadow? Well, obviously, I actually want to hear opinions. I suppose that is really all for today, though. But obviously, now I have to self-promote. You should like the video if you simply like the video, as you can tell, or subscribe if you just like my channel in general. Both actions help spread my silly little videos out to new people, and they may enjoy them. Okay, but now thanks for watching this through, and goodbye.